Yeah! Man, okay. Gammarino unleashed this book reviews, and it's a book review channel I do where my wardrobe is always severely limited because I can't wear green or blue in front of a green screen, and where I talk about literary fiction, most of the time contemporary stuff, a lot of times classical stuff. Sometimes I get into genre fiction, literary magazines, comic books, short stories, whatever I'm kind of feeling at the time, and I'm gonna be shooting a new comic book video for you guys, tell you what I'm doing there. People have been asking for more of that. But for today, I'm shooting a short story novella type thing. I'm talking about Jellyfish Dreams from M. Thomas Gammarino, if I believe I pronounced that correctly, which is a Amazon Kindle single, which is a cool program Amazon does, is they sort of research and look into short stories and novellas that are on sale in their database and stuff, and they promote some of them as being Kindle singles, where they're cheaply priced usually. This one's like $1.99, and you know that there's going to be some quality writing involved, and this definitely hit that. It's a cool short story, about like 76 pages, they say, that follows main character Sam, and Sam is an atheist / biologist type guy who starts out in this story that's very like Twilight Zone-y, and he's reading a book on his couch and drops a bookmark on the floor, and when he reaches down to find it, he can't find it, and instead finds a black hole under his couch, which I pictured to be like, I don't know, this big. It's like big enough for a person to jump in, and anything he throws down in there disappears. Anytime he shines a light in there, there's no reflection or anything. Has no idea where this hole came from, no idea where it goes to, and it's really crazy, and you want to know, where is this circle, this hole going, and there's so much mystery involved, to the point where you almost hope the author never tells you where the hole goes to, because no matter where it goes to, it's never going to be as interesting as the excitement of wonder involved, So Sam brings a lot of experts and scientists in to try and discover where this hole goes to and stuff, and it's all this real borderline science fiction, real plot oriented, situational thing that's really exciting and intriguing, and you kind of just want it's a page turner type thing, and just when you think that that's what you're diving into and it's going to be a fun, light sort of ride, all of a sudden, bam, it turns right on its head into sort of like this literary fiction story now, where all of a sudden he looks back into his past about his girlfriend from college, and the love that they fell in, they fell in love at a young age, and how they fell in love, and how maybe she wasn't the most beautiful girl, but he found different reasons to love her and things like that. And if this was strictly a literary fiction type story, I think that it was pretty well written, but there was something in there that kind of, to me, was just like, because you're in the middle of this really fun story, and all of a sudden you kind of fall back onto this literary stuff. And you guys know me, I'm a big literary fiction type of guy, but when I'm in the heart of this black hole type story, that's all I want to know about. And to go on to that, you have this bizarre story mixed in with this sort of like love story. His girlfriend passes away, and it's obviously sad, and he was really in love with her, and she passes away from cancer. And I don't want to belittle cancer at all. I've had family members that have passed away from it, and it seems like almost everybody has. And this story might be close to the author's heart, and maybe he lived in a very similar story. You never know how much of fiction is based in truth, but in a story as crazy as this, with black holes, and later on in the story, an army of jellyfish that attacks humans, and a talking bagel in like a Denny's type restaurant, all these really weird, just like it tripped into the Twilight Zone. I really wanted something crazier when it came to her death. Not that, you never want to say cancer is cliche, but I felt like it would have been so much cooler if she would have been hit by a 200-mile-per-hour train wreck, or went skydiving and didn't open, and her parachute didn't open, and she splattered on the ground, or something like that. Just something really weird would have fit into the story so much better. And as much as I thought it was a cool experiment to kind of put this situational fiction into and mix it with literary fiction and try and get something deeper out of it that way, I felt that I would have preferred if it just would have stayed weird and mysterious. That's kind of all I wanted while I was reading it. Overall, though, still 75-80% really cool stuff. There's some minor gripes that I have also. The time 2:43 a.m. is mentioned, I believe, 3, maybe 4 times in the story, and they're never really tied together on why that time is mentioned. It's not wrapped up in the end. I couldn't find a real concrete connection there, and if you're not going to have that be of importance in the story, then why include it at all, I sort of felt. Also, there's a time when there's this really bad stench that fills the air, and rather than do his best to describe it, the author says that the smell was so bad, and I'm not directly quoting here, but the smell was so bad that even a writer without a deadline couldn't describe it well enough. And to some people that I've talked to, this is sort of a cool way of breaching the fourth wall, I guess, but to me it just kind of came across lazy, and either, you know, describe the smell or don't describe the smell, but don't try to be too witty or cool. Minor gripe. Last thing, there's like a 1-page, maybe 2-page long description of Sam and his girlfriend having sex on New Year's Eve that I felt didn't really add anything special to the story. You already knew they were in love. You knew that it was a deep, connected love, and it's just why? Just, you know, you always kind of want to cut out the fluff if it's not necessary, and to me, I didn't really find it was necessary. I already knew they were in love. I didn't need that extra little bit of connection. But, you know, that's just me, and every man to his own. Overall, though, I definitely think it's worth a read if you're into the kind of weird type of stuff that, you know, I kind of enjoy. Will it be taught in high school classes in 50 years? No. It'll probably be forgotten, but for $1.99, for a few hours of enjoyment, maybe even a couple nights if you spread it, you can't go wrong if it sounds like an interesting plot idea. You know, definitely enjoyable enough. You don't always have to read mind exploding boggling, whatever, you know what I mean. Lastly, I'd like to give a big shout out. I started to get involved in this discussion, this booktuber community, and I'm not huge on the phrase booktuber, but I guess there's no other real way to describe it. 4 of us have got together, and we're discussing, you know, things that are going on in the literary community. We actually talked about Jellyfish Dreams. We all read that and kind of got into it, and I brought up some of the same points I brought up here to those guys who read the story. Yeah, we're talking about a lot of cool stuff, and obviously our first episodes here are going to be shaky, and they're on webcams, and, you know, you might have audio issues or maybe not the best flow of things, but we'll get there as we get going. And if you're interested in checking it out, I'm going to see if I can post like a cool little video thing of us talking here that you can just click on. If not, the link will also be down below. Thanks for watching, guys. Next up is going to be some comic book reviews, the stuff that I've been checking out. Don't forget to subscribe up top. Like right down below. Likes mean a lot. It really spreads the word, guys. It brings in an audience, and I really appreciate it. Follow me on Twitter in the drop down box, and I will see you guys soon. Thanks a lot for watching. See ya.